Hey everybody, welcome to another awesome episode of MD Power Hour, starring me, Ron Harris, and of course all the way from the United Kingdom, Giles Tiger Thomas. This week we're going to be going over the last two chances for open male bodybuilders to qualify for the 2023 Olympia. We got two big shows, big one in Reno, Nevada called the Legion Sports Fest. We'll be talking about that first, and then there's the Olympus Pro somewhere in Italy. We'll talk about that right after, but let's get to it, Giles. Legion Sports. You've been talking to a lot of these guys. You've had a few of the front runners on your show, MD Glow Muscle, past couple weeks. I want to start with my pick for the win. This is my pick. I hope he appreciates this. Sounds like the rapper DMX, but his actual name is Charles Griffin. Charles is looking crazy right now. Thick, dense. This guy is, very underrated. And I often get the sense from some of his posts that he really wants people to recognize him now because he's taken himself to another level. You know, you followed him like last year. He took a very, very close second to Blessing. I was there at Indy. Could have gone either way. He looked fantastic. How do you rate Charles and the improvements he's been making this past couple seasons?
Well, because he was 14th at Olympia, and I was one of the ones that said one of the competitors that was kind of not so much overlooked but under talked about. I know that's a word I've just made up, but I felt like not people, because he showed up in really good condition. He looked fantastic. He made top 15. He also got his revenge on Blessing, who, because he said in Global, he said, that was he said, I said I'm going to beat Blessing at the Olympia, and he said that's exactly what I did, because obviously Blessing did make top 15. But with Charles, he obviously had that serious injury in April, I think he said. He ripped his pec quite badly.
Oh, wow.
So if you noticed in his post, he's not showing it, but everything else looks absolutely incredible. Because he said when because I think it takes real balls to come back. Remember when Kevin Navarone came back from that pec tear in '93, and he came back even bigger.
Yep.
And he was literally having to start by bench pressing the bar, and it was a major injury. They had surgery, but Charles has had he didn't have surgery, so it's not being kind of reattached. So if he can pose around it. And he, then I think yes, he's gonna look good, but I just hope that it's Tony Freeman, Hunter Labrada, the pec tear never really affected their placings, but that was a different type of pec tear potentially to the one that Charles has got. But he said that when he was had his arm in a sling and everything, and he was recovering, he said he trained his legs 3 times a week. That's why his legs, if you've seen the recent videos, his legs really have come up.
Yeah.
So he's going to be shredded. He's going to be huge. I hope and pray that the pec tear doesn't, because like I said, they ain't marking Hunter down for it. But I'm just hoping it's not worse than that, because if it is, then that might be the thing that keeps him out for the number 1 spot. But let's see what happens.
Okay, well, in that case, if that happens, my other pick for the number 1 spot is a guy you had on last week on Global Muscle, John DeWitt, who just qualified for the Olympia a couple months ago in Atlanta as a 212. But since then, he has already outgrown the 212 class, just like Hadi Chupin did, Derek Lunsford, William Bonac before them. He's been posting updates, a lot of updates. He's not shying away. Posing trunks, great lighting, everything at about 225, 228, something like that. It looks completely different. I tell you, I'll be totally honest with you. I was never like a huge fan of his. I thought he was good, but I'm so much more impressed with John DeWitt right now, with that fuller, rounder look to the muscles, because he didn't really have that as a 212. This is somebody that getting down to 212, it was hurting his physique. And this, I think it'd be crazy if just out of the gate, first time trying an open show, he wins this. And then what did he say on Global? Which Olympia would he go to?
I forgot what he said now. He said if he wins, I think he said he would, if he doesn't win this show, he might actually even skip the Olympia, because I don't think
here
as an open.
Oh.
So
okay.
he's I think if he wins, though, he said he will do the Open Olympia. Okay. But with John, he's ready he literally is ready now at 226. So that means that this guy has had to diet off 15 pounds of muscle tissue to get into 212. So he's kind of got the Flex Lewis syndrome, so he's. Hang on, sorry, I got text coming through. So he's sorry, what was I saying? He's 212. Yeah. Oh, God, bloody text. Sorry, I'm doing this on my phone instead of my laptop this time.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So John, I'm really excited to see this guy as an open bodybuilder with that extra fullness. So let's see how that goes. Justin Rodriguez, on paper, he's the most accomplished guy. He's won more shows. He's placed higher at the Arnold and the Olympia than anyone else in this lineup. I have been seeing the updates of Justin, and the condition looks really on point. It seems to me like he's lost some size. It does not look like the same round, full Justin that I remember from many other shows. Second place last year at the Boston Pro to Bonac was a really good look for him when he took one of the indies. I've just seen him look better before, but the condition is definitely on point. And, sometimes I think there are cases where people actually look worse on Instagram than they do on stage. It's rare, but anything can happen. We've both been looking at the updates. What do you think we're gonna see from Justin?
Justin's one of those ones you can never tell, because I've always said many, many times, 2 weeks out, he looks soft and watery and flat. And then all of a sudden he turns up on stage and he brings it on the day when it counts. So with Justin Rodriguez, I'm a big fan of Justin. I know he dropped off a little bit last year, but maybe he just needed a break because he was doing a lot of shows. So he kind of, he really clawed it back. But I just don't know, because potentially he could win this, because he's one of these guys, you can't count him out. And the thing is, it's hard to tell how he looks, because like I said, he always looks worse on Instagram, which is the best way to be, really. It's better to be that way than be the opposite way. Yeah. So with Justin, he's kind of my wild card to kind of, because like I said, I'm hoping he's coming back stronger for this year. I hope the break's done him good, because like I said, he could be the wild card to win this.
Yeah, because he was doing very well, and then like she said, I think he was just doing too many shows. His body really got burnt out. He needed a break.
Yeah,
he took the break, like everyone said, take a break, and let's see if it paid off. Next guy, out of Egypt, living in Russia now. This is a guy I kind of forgot about. This is how quickly we forget, at least me.
Yeah,
Mohammed El Imam, big guy, tons of mass, really good structure, and he gets into that grainy condition. I can't remember the last time he competed. Do you?
It was only last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't. He's been 7th in the Arnold. I'm so happy to hear he's still with Milos. And because he kind of took most of last year off, and like I said, he dropped off because there was a guy that was in 20. Was it 20? I can't keep track of the years. Was it 21 when he did like 7-8 shows? It had
to be, because it wasn't last year. It had to be 2021.
Yeah, all the Egyptians were just doing loads and loads. Hassan Mustafa, they're doing like 7-8 shows, and he was still bringing it. But I'm really, really happy to see Mohammed back. I really, really like the guy. And with Milos is going to bring him in bang on. So I'd like to say, hopefully, if we can kind of bring that 2021 Arnold Classic look when he took 7th, then he's definitely going to be in the first call out.
Right on. By the way, guys, if you haven't watched my interview with Milos Sarcev on this channel, go back. I can't let Giles have all the fun and be the only one that talks to Milos. We got to have him on. We're going to have him on Power Hour one time. He'll do it. You'll probably have to stay up late because he's in Vegas and you're in. Gosh, it's a time difference thing. Next guy we want to talk about, Joel Thomas. So Joel won, was it Vancouver this year?
I can't remember. He was in the Olympia last year.
Yeah, I want to say he won a show this year, though. Was it last year? Am I?
No, it was last year because he qualified for the Olympia.
That's right. So Joel, another guy, really good structure, size, monstrous calves. For you guys who get mad when people have no calves, this guy's got huge calves, huge arms. This is a guy you've had on Global a couple times. He had torn his pec too at one point, hadn't he?
Yeah, but it doesn't look that bad. He's worked around it, So, he's competed this year, and I think he got 5th. Is it 5th in Chicago? I've got in my head.
Yeah,
that's one of those shows. It was like Chicago or Tampa or one of those. Right. So he's already beat. So he's carried on prepping from being in shape, which I think is always a really, really good way. So I'm expecting him to look even better than he did at his last show this year. Yeah.
So that's looking forward to seeing you, Joel. Victor Boff from Brazil. I believe he was in the show last week with all the other guys over in, where were they last week? What did
I know too many shows. France.
Yeah, there's so many shows that are a blur. But he's somebody I was hoping was going to be in first call out, top 5. Didn't quite make it, but this guy still has a lot of potential, a lot of mass, good structure. First call out, second call out at the very worst. But Victor's a guy I think we should keep an eye on for sure.
Vitor.
Is it Vitor?
Vitor, no C.
Oh yeah, take the C out. I think they made a mistake on his birth certificate or something.
Yeah.
Another guy from, where's John Turek from? I don't have it in front of me. Is Poland?
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic. So don't get mad at me. Yes, he corrected me right away. Jan Turek, another guy, young guy, done a lot. He's done a lot of shows these past couple seasons. He's making a name for himself because I had never heard of this guy prior to last year. But he's very consistent. I think he's been in the top 5 a couple of these shows, hasn't he?
No, he hasn't. No, he's been kind of like 7th, 8th in the shows. He's kind of, I'm not saying he's dropped off a little bit, but he got second to Krizo in Prague last year.
Oh, there you go.
And then he's kind of been like a second call-out guy in these last few shows. But for me, he looked fantastic in the Instagram pictures. He looked completely shredded, dry, separated. But when he got on stage, his lower body needed a few more weeks. It needed a few more weeks to get harder. So potentially, if he's dried out the lower body, then he's going to be in the conversation for this one as well. Because I like his physique. I really rate him. But I'm hoping he's just going to be getting better and better with each show. So I hope to see the best version of him in at Legion. I wonder why he's doing Legion and not Italy though as well, because he's a European guy.
Yeah, I mean, props to him though. That's going way out of your way, and it's kind of it's a little tougher lineup. I don't know. Actually, that's debatable. We'll get to Italy. That's debatable, but it's at least as good. But probably in my mind, it's a little stronger open lineup at Legion than what we're going to see in the Italy show.
Yeah, tougher. He's chose a tougher show.
Yeah. So last guy in the open we'll talk about is Eric Wood, rookie. I think this is his first season competing as a pro. Yeah. I think he won USA or Nationals. And sorry, Eric, I don't remember these things offhand. The way Giles has got the amazing memory. I'm just kind of.
Well, he made his pro debut at the sorry to interrupt. He made his pro debut at the New York Pro. He was, I've got 5th place in my head. Was it 5th or 6th? So he's made top 5 and top 6 in a big show there in his pro debut. Patrick Tour's prepping him. I've seen some videos, seen some pictures, and he's looking really, really good. So and it's good to see that he's doing, he's doing another, more shows this year anyway, because not just because the season's just been going on and on. But he's really good. He's got good symmetry, good condition. He's definitely an up and coming guy. So and like I said, he's done his pro debut, so that's out the way. So let's see what he does here.
So cool. Let's see, Eric. Classic physique, man. So this is going to raise that question again. If somebody's already qualified for the Olympia, we seem to only talk about this in open but here's a good example in classic. Terence Ruffin just won the Dubai Classic. Terence is a 2-time Arnold Classic champion. He's been runner-up at the Olympia twice.
Yep.
You'd think he would have just, go back to Tampa, relax, prep for the Olympia, but he's jumping into this show, and he doesn't need to. I'm not even sure. Maybe it's just because I should say I've been to the show a couple times. Chris Minnis puts on a fantastic event, treats the athletes first class. It's a very, very well-run production. That might have had some influence on Terence. And also maybe to give the fans out there a chance to see him. But in doing so, Terence is possibly taking an Olympia qualification from a guy who really, really wants it, really needs it. I'm talking about from Texas, Logan Franklin, who has missed the last 2 Olympias. So in 2021, he chose to qualify, not that year, but he did the Sean Ray Hawaiian Classic, which was, I think, shortly after, like 2 or 3 weeks after the Olympia, qualified him for the 2022 Olympia, where he bailed out of the show. He was not feeling well, pulled out. That's why we had 60 men in Classic with him, and when he dropped out, it was 59. He ruined a nice even number, but missing. He has not been on the Olympia stage since 2020, and I'm sure he's dying to get back up there, especially because I think he was like 9th place that year. I know he wanted to do much better than that. And I would never sit here and say Logan cannot beat Terence, but it would be very, very difficult. Terence is an amazing competitor. Logan great in his own way, but Terence is just so damn good. I don't know.
No, I'm with you, Ron. I just don't see Logan beating Terence. I mean, plus Terence is coming off a win, so he's going to be, his confidence is going to be sky high. You saw how he looked in Dubai. He beat a very good lineup. He beat Wesley Visser, also in global, this week, and and he beat I forgot the guy was Gabriella, the guy who came second. It looked fantastic. I mean, it was a strong lineup, and he completely dominated. So, and he's going to be like 4 or 5 weeks out for the Olympia, already qualified. So, yeah, I see Terence getting a second win here, bringing the house down, clear win. And I mean, the thing is, the things with Classic, there could be other guys that could potentially beat Logan as well. But let's see, you know. But I was a bit worried because wasn't Logan coaching himself?
Yeah, I don't know if that's changed. He was coaching.
Okay.
I was going to try to interview him this week, but I
Mhm.
thought it would make more sense to interview him after the show, you know, in terms of I think the post-show interviews are always better, personally, because otherwise they're just talking about what might be. And then once the show's over, they can actually talk about the show and what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everyone always tells you and me, this is the greatest, this is the best I've ever looked, blah, 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 blah. Everybody always says that. No one ever said, well, you know, you have to be confident. I get that. But
yeah,
no one's ever told me, I don't know if I'm going to look good or, you know, whatever. But that's fine. Why would you?
I mean, Logan, in that last show he did, I mean, his conditioning was a little bit off. You know, so that's why I'm always a bit worried with some of these guys that do coach themselves, you know, because maybe they're looking great in the gym from the front where they got a pump, but you know, you need those other eyes to look at you and look at you from the back and say, look, you're not dry enough, mate. I know you think you are, but I'm telling you, you know, you need to do this, this, and this to get this look, you know. So, I mean, as we saw with Blessing at Chicago Pro, that didn't work out so well for him. Then he had to jump on with a coach and looked a lot better in the next show in Europe, you know. Yeah. So, I wish him all the best because, like I said, he's, careers can go up and down all the time. So it's just unfortunate that he's kind of got Terence to go up against. So, it's just tough.
Yeah. I mean, I wish him the best. I like Logan a lot. All our interviews. He's a new dad. U.S. Army combat veteran. Nothing but respect for Logan now. So also on the list for Classic, which I found out was incorrect, men's physique superstar Chiron Holden was in the list. So I immediately messaged him. I said, Chiron, are you doing Classic? He's like, no. I said, yeah, I didn't think so. That was I got all excited there because I'd like to see some of these physique guys. I think some of them, if they filled out a little bit more, and you know, some of them do have the legs already. I'd like to see some of them jump into Classic just for the hell of it. Why not?
Yeah.
So the show in Italy, it turns out I was unclear as to whether it's a qualifier for this Olympia or next year's. You confirmed with Theo, right, that it is this year. It's going to qualify. So
last one.
Last chance in America and the US and last chance in Europe this weekend. Olympus Pro in Italy. So top pick for that has to be the runner-up to Nathan in France, Theo Leguerre.
Yeah. Say it again.
Ben's going to put that clip up again. Yeah. You know what? My French is going to get better because I'm watching Daryl Dixon, The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, which is it's a lot of people speaking French in that show. So
No.
You still haven't seen it?
No.
Oh my goodness, it's great.
No,
You like it. Yeah,
I'm all about the Star Wars TV series at the moment, Ahsoka and Mandalorian and all that. So I've got so much to watch at the moment.
The Disney Plus streaming that I was stealing from my friend, from my son's friend, somebody caught onto it, so now I can't watch Disney Plus unless I pay for it.
$10 a month, isn't it?
What, dude? You know how many streaming services I already paid for? Anyway, so Theo has to be the top pick for this show, and he's super motivated because this is his last chance. He wants to get the Olympia again. Yeah, I mean, we're looking at Roman and Alfred, who are very, very good as well. But out of those three, would you go with Theo for the win?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I had him on Global on Sunday. He literally just got home, literally by about 30 minutes. And I mean, think about it, because at the first show, I'm trying to think what the show was. It Spain, France, Italy. He was 6th place there. He got beat by Roman and Tim. Then he went to the next one, which was Spain, and he went to 4th, and he beat Roman. Is that correct? No. Yeah. Then he went to France last weekend, and he beat Tim Buddersheim and Roman Fretz and took 2nd. I don't know whether he really pushed Nathan, because I thought Nathan kind of had a clear win there. Yeah. Statistically, he's moving up, and he's very consistent. I mean, he's going to turn up in shape and look great. I mean, I said to him on the Global, I said, I've never seen you off, mate. I said, I've never seen you off. I said, you have to be one of the most consistent European pros out there, because what was it? He had something like 9 or 10, top 5 placings, and he went to New York, he went to Puerto Rico. I mean, he's done a lot of shows. He's really proved himself on multiple, continents. And like I said, never, ever turned up off, always looks very professional, very polished. So yeah, I'm really, really, and the thing is, he really wants to get to the Olympia, because he was in the Olympia last year. And he said he really wants to, like I said, this, and he said to me, he says, I hope to God Nathan doesn't do France. Sorry, this weekend is silly. He said, I hope he doesn't. I spoke to Nathan, and Nathan isn't.
Oh, good.
So it's wide open, really, for Theo to take this. unless, the other two guys we're going to talk about, really, really bring it, which potentially Alfred, but he didn't really he looked fantastic last weekend, but he just didn't get a look in.
Yeah, a lot of people were commenting that on the results at the little quick wrap up I did that initially said 2020 Italy. Yeah, that's how fast I was trying to do that stupid thing. 2020, 2023, what's the difference? So
3 years.
Roman Fritz. Now, Roman did win a show a few weeks ago somewhere, didn't he? A couple months ago. So he's already qualified.
The Big Man weekend in Spain a couple of months ago. So he's always in shape anyway, but trains 3 times a day, and he's not afraid to compete. He says, "Well, I'm sat at home shredded." He says, "I may as well compete." So he's been 5th. I've completely forgotten the places. I can't keep up with the shows.
Yeah, he's been top 5 at several shows already.
Yeah.
He's already got a win. He's
qualified.
So he's, when we complain, like guys like me, you and Mike Cox complain about, in the 90s they competed, did all these shows. These guys we're talking about, some of these names, these guys do all the shows. It's most of the European guys that they have no problem competing, not only multiple shows. Back, if you're doing like 3-4 shows and they're all within a couple weeks of each other, that's commendable, but it's not the same as these guys who do it from. Some of these guys have been competing since April, and here we are. It's October. They're still competing. They've been holding that condition. Yeah, Roman seems to be a genetic marvel with his metabolism. Never seen this guy off. And if it was a glute contest, Roman would win every time. We know
gluten hams.
Gluten hams. As you pointed out, I started looking at his back. I was so wowed by the condition, and I didn't even realize, his back could be a lot thicker. So but Roman's in there, and Vlad Alfred Chiriac. He needs to just drop the Vlad. Nobody wants to call him Vlad. It's Alfred.
Okay. It gets confusing with the other Vlad, doesn't it? Vlad Surotko.
That's right. So let there just be one Vlad. Alfred, man, Patrick Tour has done a crazy job getting this guy peeled out of his skull. 5th place last week in France. Obviously, he's going to be in this first call out again.
Yeah.
I could see it going, assuming, because last weekend was Nathan, Theo, Tim, Roman, Alfred.
Yep.
If everything's equal, we could probably see top 3 be Theo, Roman, Alfred at this show.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Alfred get a second here because I felt like because he was in condition so long and there was so much anticipation about him competing. He was obviously so improved. He was in such good nick, and then he kind of got 5th, and it must have been really, really upsetting for him. And I know Patrick wasn't happy, but he was messaging me on Sunday saying this is not right. Look at these pictures, and I was thinking, well, he looks fantastic. He's really brought it. And I've seen the video he posted this morning on his Instagram. And he just looks so thick and dense and dry and detailed, striated, stripy delt, stripy everything. And I mean, there's, thick, it's just really the kind of physique that you just think, well, how could anyone beat him? And then he got beat by 4 guys, So I'm really, really rooting for Alfred. I'd like to see him really, really, the last 2 I'd like to see between him and Theo and it go down to the wire. But also, as he's Romanian, I'd like to see him keep competing and maybe go do Romania or even Prague for a qualifier for next year,
Are you a little surprised Tim Budesheim didn't do this show? Or maybe he will.
Yeah. Well, he's done 3 shows now, hasn't he? And he's had some good placings.
Yeah, but I mean, he just barely missed it. He just barely, he got beat by Theo, but things could go his way this weekend, theoretically. We've seen people flip-flop, and we saw Regan and Nathan do it.
Yeah.
But maybe he's just done. I don't know. Who knows? Tim, we wish you the best.
But I also hope that Roman doesn't I don't think he's going to burn himself out into the Olympia. But, it's always a gamble, is it? Do I just get ready for the Olympia that I've qualified for, or do I just keep competing because I enjoy it and, I'm in condition and it doesn't... only he knows if it burns him out or not. So, so why not? Why not compete in all these different countries and pick up some extra prize money as well?
And, not to be negative, so don't come after me with your pitchforks, guys. But if you're a guy who probably knows you're not going to make top 6 of the Olympia, you're going to go to the Olympia, but there's no way you're getting first call out. It's just too tough lineup. Why not pick up another check and do another show along the way?
Totally agree.
So we got some good news. The Prague, is it EVLS or just called Prague? The Prague Pro has enlisted the services once again of yourself, Tiger Thomas, for the live stream commentary. Mm-hmm. So you'll be going back to what city is it in?
Prague.
God. Yeah. Wake up, dummy. Wake up, Prague. Yeah, it's a lot earlier here for me. That's my excuse, guys. So it's not even 9 in the morning yet. So Prague, you'll be doing that again. Any co-hosts? Because sometimes they bring in somebody for every division.
Sorry?
I've seen it where they have like a main guy like you, and then they keep bringing on, rotating in different people for different divisions to be like your co-host.
That really works. I mean, I'm just going to see what I can grab there. I put a couple of suggestions to them, and I said, look, like Lucas Asladel, he's part of the EVLS team, and he speaks English, and I've spoken to him at the after party last year, and I'm sure he'd be really, really good to have. And there's a couple of other people I'll grab, maybe Chryso's coach or something, Alexander.
Yep.
And then I'll just see what I can. And also, the thing is, even if I'm by myself, I can still do it by myself. I've done it by myself before. Yeah. But they've changed the venue as well, because last year the Hilton in Prague was the venue was on the bottom floor, and this Hilton is the most incredible Hilton. It's even better than the Columbus one, that Arnold stays at. And it's funny, you need a physics degree just to work the elevator. It was like, I walked in, it was all space age. I was like, what the hell do we do with this thing? Like,
they don't have numbers,
like touch screen and all this. It was really cool. Sorry?
They don't have numbers for the floors. You press like number 12 or something.
I've never been in an elevator like that, but it was cool once we figured it out. But it was quite space age, that hotel. But the show. I had such a good time in Prague last year. I loved it. They really looked after us, and because I had passport problems early in the year, so I had to cancel a few, and then I wasn't too well a couple of months ago. So I had to cancel the Masters Olympia and Sweden and everything. So it's good. It's going to be good to just because I don't want to do too many of them, because it's like it's not really that much benefit to it, but I do enjoy it. And but the occasional one like this, where they really look after us and you have a good experience, then why not? So I'll give my opinion for what it's worth.
If you can't remember who's on Global, I'm going to look at the graphic. Oh, so guys, this is going to air. Jen sometimes put these up the same day, so I might be wrong if I say it's yesterday, but this will be airing earlier in the day, either today when you're watching this or it aired yesterday. It's season 5, episode 49. Is that right? Yep. Of Global Muscle. Theo Leguerre, that we just talked about extensively.
Le Grand Fromage.
Le Grand Fromage, I can say that. Jordan Hutchinson. How do we know Jordan? What's he from?
Sorry?
Jordan Hutchinson. Where would I know him from?
He was 5th in Texas.
Oh, there you go. Sorry, Jordan. Yeah, my mind draws a blank quite often.
Pro debut, new guys with Gasp, and he's moving to Texas as well, so he can be with the Gasp crew in about a month.
Oh, awesome! They should take him out to.
Nice guy, cool guy, really good. I knew nothing about him. We just been DMing a little bit, and so I was really, really happy to. He was really great interview, really good talker, nice guy, very focused, and he was a cool guy. It was a good one actually, really good interview. I was very pleased with it.
And last but certainly not least, Wesley Visser from Amsterdam area. I want to say the Netherlands.
Netherlands, yeah.
Dutch. Mm-hmm. So confusing how it's Netherlands, but then they say Dutch. I get all confused. But Wesley Visser, he's qualified for the Olympia. He's got a win already, and he's going to move up. He was 8th place at the Olympia last year.
Yep.
I strongly suspect he's going to move up a couple slots this year. But you went over it all with him. So if you guys want to hear all about Wesley's plans and hopes and dreams and that rumbly radio star voice that he has, check him out. Wesley Visser. Cool. It's just Wesley Visser's coming to you live. So
cool. Great interview, great talk. That's the best one he's actually ever given us. It was really, really good. And he's there he is. Look. I was in
bobblehead.
Yeah, I always enjoy talking to him actually, but this was the best one he's ever given us, and really, really good because he won in Spain, so he's already qualified. He got 3rd in Dubai to Terence Ruffin. And so he said he was even going to do France, but he had a sponsor commitment, so he had to choose that. But there's another guy who's not afraid to compete as well, and he's working with Stefan Kienzel, boss of Outlaw, the same coach as Nathan Diasha, and that seems to be working really well because every time he's competed in the last couple of years, he's nailed his condition 100%.
Let's not forget that is also the coach of, unless it's changed, Urs Kalaczynski, the American.
Yes, yeah. Well, it was Urs that introduced Nathan. Because Urs did a seminar at Nathan's gym early in the year, and Urs said, "Who are you working with now?" And then he went, "Oh, I'm just kind of doing my own thing." And he says, "Well, maybe give my guy a try." And look how well that's worked out.
Worked out very well. He's got bang 2 wins this season already. Yeah, that's
should have been 3.
10 career wins, 10 and 11.
Should have been 3.
Should have been 3. Well, Regan fans, Nathan fans, try your weapons.
I loved all the passion from the fans from either side on that because everyone who had an opinion got slaughtered by the opposing side, which was quite interesting, So,
but that's I like the fact that I like when they argue in the comments because it helps our algorithm, of course. But
Yeah.
Man, the should Rami retire? That was they were going at each other.
Really? What was the? I've not
fans,
seen it. I've not seen. What was the overall opinion? Yay or nay?
I think it was even down the middle. A lot of Rami fans, they do not want him to retire. They'd love to, they think he can win the Olympia title back. They want to see him come back. And there were a lot of other people who said he's got nothing to prove. Hang it up. Move on to the next phase of your life. It was very, very. I thought it was very 50-50 divide on that.
Ron, I mean, let's be honest. I don't think he's going to win it again. I know he really clawed it back unbelievably. His physique, what he produced at the Arnold.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's been going hard in the Olympia since 2013. So that's 10 years. He turned pro in 2012, the Amateur Olympia.
Yeah.
He's been battering that body for all those years. He's got 2 Olympia titles. Look what Ronnie tried it. Jay tried it. Phil Heath tried it. Dexter tried it, and they all. It really, is he going to get 5th, 6th, 7th? What does that? How does that benefit him? I mean, he's got this thing with Panatta going on. He's got all his. He's a superstar. He's literally like a god in Egypt. I mean, I would be going back and I'd opening hotels and restaurants, and I'd be doing gyms. I'd be completely using his name and his status to connect with as many different partners. Even just in Egypt alone, to really, Rami guided tours for the Sphinx and the pyramids.
I'd go on that.
I could just, Rami is a very expensive tour guide, But even with Panatta, I mean, even if he just travels around with Panatta and increases their business by a few percent, you're talking millions and millions of dollars worth of sales will increase because of having Rami on their books. And if he's competing and he's hiding away, prepping hard, training hard, it's not really going to benefit him now. Plus, he's got this new, is it Red Rex, this new supplement company of his?
I think it's some dinosaur on the bottle. That might
be. He really take it from Ronnie. Ronnie told me, he says, this is the hardest. This is when he started RCSS. He said, Giles, this is the hardest I've ever worked in my life. Wow. He says, and I know I'm literally, it was like 20 planes in 20 flights in 1 month, and and putting in a lot of work, because to get these supplement companies up and running and really thriving, it no longer works where you just stick your name on something and just hope that look at Kevin Navarone. He's all over the place with his signature series at the moment. So Rami should really just put all his efforts into Panatta, the supplement company, and also investing that money. And but please don't keep competing for the sake of it. It's not going to benefit him. He's got 2 Olympias. He's one of only 16 men ever to win the Olympia. So that's going to go down in history now. So I don't think he's got anything left to prove.
No, I agree. I mean, he'll do what he wants. So, but that's I wish him the best, whatever he does. But I think he's proved everything he could possibly prove. It would be great to get the Olympia title back. I don't see it happening either. So I'd go out now. You're a 2-time Olympia champ.
Yeah, 2 Olympias, man.
God, a legend. You're a living legend. So let's talk about Saturday, guys. Please join us. We're going to be going live. First of all, centerpodium.com is where you want to get the webcast. No one says that anymore, right? The live stream, centerpodium.com. The times are for judging noon and 5 p.m. Those are Pacific times. So please adjust accordingly. That's 3 and 8 p.m. for me. And Giles, you better not even try to stay up for the finals. But the order it's going to go in, I also found out, is going to be fitness, wellness, classic, figure, women's physique, open, bikini, and men's physique. So strangely enough, open not going last. Bikini and men's physique are the last two divisions going. But we're going to be going live after the judging. Giles, hopefully you'll be able to join us for that. Yep. And Jen will be on this thing, and we're going to use this new software and pop in videos and steal from people's Instagram and do all kinds of fun stuff. Nice. I'll join you guys later for the wrap up. It's going to be very late. If you're in Europe, guys, you probably want to go to bed. You probably ought to be asleep by the time we get to the finals for that. But we'll see how this shakes out. I'm very curious to see how some of these people look and how they place. We'll find out Saturday.
How's the leg, Ron?
Leg is doing much better. I'm bending it a little. I started physical therapy.
Good.
Now I have to make an appointment for my shoulder. I think I tore my supraspinatus. For about 3 days, I couldn't lift my arm more than like an inch. It was like hang at my side like a useless.
Wiping your butt wrong?
With my left, which is, I'm a righty, so it's kind of hard to get the right angle. I did my best. Yeah, use a baby wipe and everything. But so I'm going to go.
As my dad would say, we'll have to take you to the knacker's yard.
Knacker's yard.
Do you know what that means?
I know knickers are no, it's knickers.
No, knackers. It's where they take the lame horses and they shoot them in the head.
That's terrible. I don't want to die yet. But
no.
Yeah. So I'm gonna actually I'm gonna call my my orthopedic guy and see if I can get MRI. It feels much better because I was using Tylenol, which didn't really cut the pain much, but there was a ton of inflammation. I could feel it. So I started taking ibuprofen. For those of you who know, acetaminophen, the main ingredient, active ingredient in Tylenol, big brand name, doesn't reduce inflammation at all. It's a fever reducer and a pain reducer. It does nothing for inflammation. Ibuprofen, which like Motrin, Advil are the big trade names here in the U.S., that's something that actually will reduce the inflammation, which is a huge issue. Now I can move it. I have about half range of motion of normal, which this was not. Yesterday I'd be screaming and crying if you even went past like here. So
good. No, that's good. That's good.
I mean, yeah, but when it rains, it pours. I got a useless right leg, and I was thinking now I got a useless right arm. If it's a full tear, for people with medical knowledge out there, a full tear of the supraspinatus or any of those rotator cuff complexes, it needs surgery. If it's off the bone, it's never gonna, it can't grow back onto the bone. They have to suture it back on. So yeah, rotator cuff injuries. Most of you, if you haven't had one yet, you will someday, unfortunately. Have you had rotator cuff problems ever?
No, the shoulders. I've never had problems with my shoulders. In fact, because I'm at my 3rd week back training, all the pains on my chest wound on the right side and pains in my hamstrings and my elbows. Now I've started back training, they're all going.
Oh wow, there you go.
Yeah. Good crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Like I was really my body was really hurting and lots of aches and pains and stuff. Started back training and I'm training pretty hard now and they've all started to dissipate and go away. So, and I do cardio and everything, which I think helps. You got to keep the blood moving. You got to keep that. You got to keep using the body. Yeah. Dorian, I remember seeing a post that Dorian Yates posted, and he said when he was swimming in the Spanish Sea, and it was something he said that really stuck with me. And he says, keep the body moving. It's designed to be used. He said, once you become immobile, then all these other things that can go wrong can really accelerate. Like I thought you at first when you started training back when you just done your leg, I thought you were nuts. But now I'm thinking, actually, do you know what? And also for the mental lift as well. Like you said, you go crazy if you don't train. You don't need that on top of sitting around stressing. So real hats off to you for keeping doing that, mate. But as long as you don't do more damage, I say just even do whatever you can. Any form of exercise, whether it be cardio or weights, do it because it's really important. I think for the body, because like I said, the body is designed to be used, and it's so just do what you can.
Oof. Yes, sir. Yeah, my wife blamed my shoulder problem. She says it's because you're going to the gym too much and doing only upper body. I said I think I don't know exactly. I can't pinpoint one moment where it went. I can't. Nothing happened like that.
Yeah.
I've been moving in really strange ways, like scooting myself back on a bed which I never have to do.
Unusual movements and
recliner. I have this scooting myself, getting in and out of cars. I'm pulling and pushing in weird. So I don't know. Who knows? Doesn't matter. I'm gonna get it checked out, hoping for the best. And, but anyway.
Also, Ron, next time we do this, I'll have it right on my laptop because I've done this on my phone. And I'm sorry, but when we talk about John DeWitt, all these texts were coming through, and I find it really
turn off your
distracting.
notifications first.
I don't like it. So can you get?
No, you have to put it on silent. You have to put it on do not disturb mode. Your phone.
Ah, right. Okay. Because even so, I don't like doing it on my phone. This doesn't feel right to me. Like your head is tiny on the screen as well.
It's focus. Yeah, you hit focus.
Right.
Do not disturb. Yeah, because I've made that mistake. Because when I was doing my phone, if somebody called me, that would end the live stream that I was doing on YouTube. It happened once.
No.
I was doing a live, and I think it was like a spam call too. It was like a worthless call. Anyway,
how annoying.
Live and learn. Anyway, well, that's it for this episode of MD Power Hour. Go back either earlier today or yesterday on the channel for MD Global Muscle with stars. We had
Theo, Wesley, and Jordan.
Theo Leguerre, Wesley Visser, and Jordan Hutchinson.
Three guests.
Yeah, it's hard to remember three. I think I'm good. So that is it, guys. Thank you, Giles. Thank you all for watching us. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, turn on notifications on your YouTube and on your phone, and join us this Saturday as we will be doing live with results after the judging and the finals for Legion Sports Fest out in Reno, Nevada. We appreciate you guys watching. We love what we do, and we love that you watch us doing it. See you next time. Boy. Hey, did you like that video? Smash that like button, subscribe to MD, and please comment down below. Thanks for watching.